All right, I think we can get started. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are really excited with Prime Day right around the corner. It's definitely one of our favorite holidays, obviously, given the space that we're in, but also because we really do see a lot of success on these 2 days for our clients. And it's really due to, the prep that happens beforehand, as well as the strategies that we implement day of or leading up to it. So we wanted to put together this webinar to talk a little bit about that. Talk about the previous success that our clients have had per category, also talking about the tips and strategies that we implement day of and leading up to the days to really make sure that we are getting the most out of Prime Day. And whether you are a client of ours or not, we really think these tips will be helpful in helping you with the most successful Prime Day you can have. So jumping right in with some introductions. And sorry, I think there's a bit of a lag on our slides. Perfect. So we have here, my name is Amanda Gomez. I'm the VP of Customer Strategy here at Quartile. I've been at Quartile for the last 3 years, and I've been in the Amazon space for the last 6. So safe to say I have quite a few Prime Days under my belt at this point, and I've really seen how successful they can be. And letting my colleague introduce herself.
Thanks, Amanda. Great to see you all. My name is Carolina. I'm a senior customer strategy manager here at Quartile. I've been working here for the last 2 years and a half, so this will be my fifth Prime Day. I'm very excited to share with you all the tips and previous experiences as well.
Thank you, Carolina. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen these numbers before, but just to reiterate, according to Amazon, the July 2023 Prime Day was the largest in its history, with sales reaching more than $12.7 billion. The reason we're so excited for this Prime Day is because we are anticipating another really large Prime Day in 2024. However, the success of that Prime Day, as I mentioned in the beginning, will largely depend on the preparation that's happening beforehand. And that preparation is on both the seller and the partner that you're working with. So whether you're a seller or vendor account, I will just refer to you as seller, and then the partner you're working with. So whether you're working with Quartile or another vendor, that preparation is really key to making sure that you have the best Prime Day you can have. And we'll get into this a little bit more in our tips, but what I mean by that preparation is things like making sure you have the right inventory, making sure that you are thinking about what your goals are for this Prime Day and discussing that with your partner to make sure that we are implementing the right strategies to help you achieve those goals. And of course, making sure you're in constant communication with us so that we are on the same page at all times. Setting yourself up for success ahead of time and adapting your campaigns is really the key to reaping the benefits on these days. So just some Prime Day results for Quartile. We've seen customers boost sales by about 38% on average and reduce ACoS more than 10%, which obviously will also help significantly improve their ROAS during Prime Day. And just a few customer examples in different categories. So we have 2 customer examples here. For anyone who's not familiar with these reports, the red line indicates 2022 performance and the teal colored line indicates 2023 performance. So essentially we are looking year over year. The first screenshot for our customer in the supplements category, they had a 160% year over year sales growth, total sales growth, with a 57% reduction in ACoS. So obviously a huge Prime Day success for them last year. And the second screenshot there for our customer, they had a 22% year over year sales growth with a 10% reduction in ACoS. Both outstanding results given what these customers' goals were. And a lot of it had to do with, like I said, that prep beforehand and really making sure we have the right strategies in place. Some results for some different categories here. We have one of our customers in the tools and home improvement category. So they saw a 140% lift in total sales year over year. And the arts, craft, and sewing category, one of our customers here saw a 53% lift in total sales year over year, and their tacos was 8.2%, with their goal being 9%. So we came in really nicely under their goal as well. One thing to be mindful here too is you can see the days after Prime Day are really consistent, right? In terms of sales leading up to Prime Day. So sometimes if you don't have the right prep in place, and again, we'll talk a little bit more about this, if you don't have the right prep in place and the prep and strategies afterwards, you can see these numbers kind of look a little bit wonky in the days leading after Prime Day. But we pay really close attention to this, and our software also helps as well. So we see some nice consistency after Prime Day as well. And two other clients here, and this will be it for the Prime Day results by category. We have a client in the clothing, shoes, and jewelry category. They saw a 46% lift in total sales year over year. And our client in the health and household category saw a 176% lift in total sales year over year, with a 34% reduction in ACOS. So, before we get into our tips, which we will get into shortly, I do want to discuss the marketing funnel a bit because this is extremely important when you're thinking about your strategies for Prime Day and really for any day, but especially for Prime Day. So, when we think about the marketing funnel, it's really important to think about what your goals are and what your budgets are and discuss that with your account manager or whoever you're working with. And the reason being is because dependent on your goals and budgets, we will implement different strategies that target different places in the marketing funnel and also different channels and different types of campaigns. So you can see here on our screen, we have the marketing funnel, and the lower to middle funnel are mainly going to be, product display ads, sponsored product ads, a little bit of sponsored brand. You also have Amazon DSP strategies and campaign types that can really be applied throughout the funnel. But for bottom of funnel, we may do something like remarketing. Top of funnel, we're doing more awareness campaigns with AMC. So for example, if we have a client that has more of a strict budget and their goal is really just to get as many sales as they possibly can, we will probably target more of lower and mid funnel strategies and not so much the upper funnel strategies. Reason being is with a stricter budget, we want to really make sure that we are converting as much as we can. And so, really utilizing the sponsored product ads, sponsored display ads will be our key there. But if you are a client that has a larger budget and your goal here is really to increase awareness as much as you can to your brand, really bringing more new to brand sales and increasing more eyeballs on your brand in general, we're probably going to really implement strategies across the entire funnel, but with a big focus on the top of funnel awareness strategies. So again, looking into AMC, which is Amazon Marketing Cloud's data, tapping into some different audiences that we can reach, as well as Amazon OTT, which is the Amazon streaming TV. Really, it gets really fun when we're able to target all of these different strategies because it allows us to really expand our reach as much as possible. But also, don't worry if you don't have a huge budget for these days. We can work with any type of client with any type of budget and make sure that our strategies work well with those clients and with their budgets. All right, so I will pass the mic to Carolina and we'll be walking through some different tips for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Amanda. Let's then kick off with tip number one, that is the leading strategies. Actually, this is a very important part of key events as Prime Day and holiday season, for example. The leading or lead up usually is the moment that you have to set the stage for key dates. And during this time, you should already have set your goals for Prime Day and will start putting in practice some strategies. So, for example, if you are looking for growth this Prime Day, as Amanda mentioned in the marketing funnel, the main focus is to ensure that those top of funnel strategies are in place to increase your brand awareness and increase your audience pool. Then during Prime Day, the funnel will be full and the chances of growth and conversion will be much greater, mostly if you use strategies as mentioned, remarketing and few others that we are going to be reviewing later. Actually, here at Quartile for the leading period, we focus mostly on non branded keywords to help brands exposure to new customers and also leverage DSP with Amazon Marketing Cloud capabilities to identify relevant audiences to the products we are advertising.
Perfect. And our second tip here may be a little obvious, but bear with us. Ensuring adequate inventory. Now, the reason we put this tip here is because you'd be surprised, but we've dealt with issues in the past where clients have had such a great success on Prime Day that they run out of inventory and they're not able to capitalize on all of those additional sales. So, this is something that is extremely important to pay attention to and to forecast. Because setting up your business for success by ensuring adequate inventory ahead of Prime Day is really important. And won't spend too much time here. Again, I know this is a bit obvious, but did want to just call out that Amazon recommends that your FBA inventory arrives at their fulfillment centers by June 20th. So again, June 20th, make sure you have all of your inventory ready, and that will help you as much as you can during Prime Day.
Awesome. Now, on tip number three, we are going to talk about the importance of enhancing visibility with Prime Day deals. First, to understand, we do have different types of deals available, as for example, lightning deals that we have highlighted here. Um, and those kind of deals are very time sensitive, limited quantity offers, and appears on Amazon events page. This can cause sense of urgency and get a lot of attention from shoppers. Uh, Besides that, it's important to say that usually these deals has a fee, a cost, but at the same time, we'll have the extra exposure that Amazon will be providing. So it can seem a little bit more pricey, but depending on your strategy, it can get a lot of attention to your products at this time. And also, it's possible to run different other types of deals as Prime exclusive discounts, coupons, and other promotions as buy one, get one 50% off, for example. And also, we know that deals can significantly boost sales, and brands that promoted these things with sponsor ads during Prime Day experience a remarkable increase in 190% in consideration and a 100% increase in sales, as Amanda previously shared with the different success cases. And so, another tip here as well will be that the Prime Day deals had to be submitted by May 3rd. So typically it's about 2 months and a half in advance. So we usually advise connecting with your Amazon representative in advance to understand your options and deadlines. Also, we'd like to point out that advertisers cannot expect to compete 100% effectively on Amazon Prime Day if they don't run a deal. But each seller has its unique strategy depending on their goals, and with Quartile, every customer has a dedicated team who understands how to adapt campaigns for Prime Day and understanding unique business goals, whether it involves brand building or cost efficiency using deals or not.
All right, so we're on tip number 4, which is adjusting your keyword and bidding strategy. Now, if you are not a customer of Quartile, this will be a little bit manual, but it is very important that you do the following. So definitely review your keywords and consider bidding more on performing terms. And you'll also want to do a bit of cleanup in your account. So pausing any keywords or campaigns that you may have spent money on but haven't led to conversions in the past 60 days. You'll also want to avoid or negate generic terms like deal or promotion, especially if you're running any lightning deals or any deal of the day or any deals through Amazon, because Amazon will be doing their own marketing for these deals, like Carolina mentioned. So it's important to negate these terms so that you're not spending more than you should. Now, the good thing for our customers is that all of this happens pretty much automatically within our software. So if you are a customer of Quartile, know that this will be happening, like I said, automatically with the software. Of course, you have your account manager that is going to be essentially driving the strategy and making sure that everything is set up for success on the back end. And of course, we'll also have a little bit of manual work on our end just to make sure that the software is capturing everything the way it should be. But these are things that are very important to really make sure that we are capitalizing on the best performing campaigns. And our system will also increase bids and budgets based on the success as well. So that's also happening automatically, which is really great.
Awesome. Now, with tip number 5, let's talk about Amazon Marketing Cloud. Amazon launched AMC in 2021, and the ultimate goal is for advertisers to understand and measure detailed data. So basically, with AMC, we have the ability to take a look at the campaign synergy analysis, measuring the impact of your advertising campaigns that use a mix of ad products like DSP and sponsor ads, and how these combinations affect ad attributed purchase rates and other KPIs to see the most specific effective queries at this time. And also with AMC, it's possible to unlock different audiences. For example, for Prime Day, we can use different audiences as look like, allowing brands to target specific customer profiles and also tailor campaigns using specific AMC audiences related to different events as Prime Day or re-engaging in different ways. And also, a final tip here, as we already talked a lot about the leading and building your brand awareness prior to Prime Day. With AMC, we have specific bottom funnel audiences, as for example, add to cart, and we can definitely enhance the chances of conversions with those more bottom funnel specific audiences. Lastly, we have saw that customers that leverage AMC experienced a 48% increase in subscribe and save on Prime Day in 2023 compared to 2022. So it's definitely a great opportunity if you have the ability to have this subscribe and save metrics in place. This Prime Day is one of the best opportunities to increase those numbers. And talking about re-engaging high intent shoppers, I kind of gave a spoiler before, but since we were talking about AMC specific audiences, this helps us with tip number 6. So, talking about DSP, besides using just AMC, it's possible to target shoppers based on behavior, demographics, and interests, allowing as well for us to retarget those customers based on previous interactions. So here we are talking about remarketing with DSP capabilities. At the same time, it's possible for us to re-engage those shoppers who previously purchased from your brand and make sure that they keep consuming your products at that time. And these two strategies, remarketing and re-engaging, are very recommended for Prime Day. So make sure that if possible you have those covered. But besides using DSP, you can also, if relevant, have a good coverage of your branded terms, because shoppers who previously searched in ads or in different aisles can have noticed your brand with the leading strategies, and now is the chance to keep displaying your brand in front of those shoppers. And moving ahead to tip number 7 and the importance of tapping into new to brand growth. We know that conversion based metrics are very important to measure instant success, but sometimes they can be a little bit limiting for the long run perspective. Usually, search ads are very effective at converting shopping at the point of purchase, but if we want to expand and get new customers actively, DSP helps bringing long-term brand awareness. And because as well of the different formats available on DSP and across Amazon, including videos and audios, targeting audiences in many different placements, including on and off Amazon, brands have a better opportunity to share its storytelling and attracts new to brand shoppers who may be unfamiliar with products or deals that these brands are displaying at Prime Day. And finally, on average, let's go back just to finish with this cool data that is Quartile saw 61% increase in new to brand sales on Prime Day. Uh, This can be mainly due to some DSP strategies, but also for clients that are not running DSP, we are still able to increase new to brand sales as targeting non-brand keywords and with some other strategies, and we can measure that, for example, with sponsor brand and sponsor display in the sponsor products area. So definitely we can cover the full ad mix types. And this will be our last tip, and we are going to talk about the new ad formats available and how can we take advantage of them in this Prime Day. So thinking that shoppers spend on average 4 hours and a half minutes on their mobile devices daily. They can be texting, shopping, watching videos, and or browsing in social media. More than ever, video contents hold a huge potential for reaching broader audiences. Amazon has a unique advantage with its extensive customer data, with like for example, Amazon Prime's reach, and because shoppers spend hours on mobile devices, brands can use video ads such as for example streaming TV to showcase products and establish brand awareness. Here it's important to note that advertisers must always keep in mind their goals when taking advantage of different strategies, as some of them can be more upper funnel, for example, streaming TV that we just mentioned. And besides that, uh, as we were saying, video is a very powerful medium for brand storytelling. So, Amazon launched recently the Sponsor Brands video with vertical video creatives, and it's possible to use content design for other social media channels and integrate it into your Amazon ads. It's a very cool new feature, and it's mainly driving traffic to the storefront of your brand on Amazon, but it also has the capability of displaying different products and driving traffic to PDP to products detail page of the three products we have besides the video. And here I would like to share a very cool case that we have had recently at Quartile from the home cleaning category, that we saw a 50% increase in impressions in these types of campaigns in the same time range as regular horizontal video formats. So definitely is bringing more attention, awareness, and is a good way to increase your brand presence on Amazon in different placements. Uh, Also, here at Quartile, we work very closely with Amazon to align our technical roadmaps, helping customers the best way possible by scaling and leveraging these new features. So, this is a constant discussions on our meetings, and we are always wanting to be on top of that.
Thank you so much, Carolina. So that is it for our tips. We hope you really found them useful. And of course, we are here for any questions you may have. So we'll take any questions now, and any questions that we don't get to, we can always follow up. You can reach me or Carolina either on LinkedIn or on email. But we'll also take any that you have right now.
I can see here a question. I'm not running any promotion during Prime Day. What would you recommend me to do in terms of bids and overall strategy? This is a very good question. So, even if you won't be offering any kind of deal, you can still enjoy, let's see, for example, during those 2 days, the huge amount of traffic that Amazon is bringing to its page. And let me think as well. One thing to keep in mind is with this specific part that you are not running deals, this is applied to all sellers, but CPCs might be higher at this point on Amazon. So make sure that you have, as Amanda shared before, bids optimized at this time to not overspend on keywords that you don't want. And also another cool thing that I'm thinking of could be avoiding targeting competitors that might be running deals at this point, and so you can save a little bit money sometimes because maybe you see conversion dropping in these types of campaigns. But I
Awesome.
don't know, Amanda, if you have anything else to add.
No, I think you covered everything. That was great. We also have another question here that I will take, which is, could you please explain a little bit more about the sponsored brand video in connection with the social media exposure? So this is a great question. I know Carol mentioned the sponsored brand video, vertical videos. And so essentially what we can do now and what Amazon has realized is that a lot of people are on their phones these days, which is no surprise to anyone, right? But so what they've done is essentially given us the capability to have vertical videos on sponsored brand video. So rather than the typical horizontal format, they are now in the vertical format. So what that does is if you have any videos that you've used for your social media campaigns, because those are typically in vertical format as well, you can repurpose those and use them on Amazon. So if you are running any of those videos on social media, it's a really great strategy to target both on and off Amazon because you're running them on social media as well as now on Amazon.
Perfect. Um, we can see another one as well here about the best DSP strategy for leading, event, and lead out. Thinking about the marketing funnel as with leading strategies, again, it depends a lot on your brand strategy and goals with Prime Day. Uh, but we strongly recommend to use mid and top of funnel DSP strategies as consideration, different audiences as in market, combining with lifestyle, for example, as well. And taking a look if you're already connected with AMC to check cool audiences available for your business and take advantage of that to fill the funnel during this time, usually prior 1 month from Prime Day to start activating those specific strategies. And specifically about DSP for the days of the event days, as I mentioned, we recommend a lot using re-engage and retargeting strategies to make sure you're taking the most advantage of your full funnel at this point. So this is very important as well. And in terms of lead out, this is actually a very interesting point to discuss after Prime Day. You have from those 2 days a lot of audience to work with. So it will depend again on your business and how you prefer to work with this. Um, one thing to mention is right up after Prime Day, usually we see conversions dropping a little bit, but in terms of a long run, you can definitely take advantage of this big audience that you collected during Prime Day and retarget them or use them for other purpose in terms of promoting new products or other deals that you might run um, after Prime Day.
Carol, I think this is also a great one for you. How can we use time frame boost option during the sale time?
Great. Yes, this is a very good question, and so we do have the capability of boosting specific products with our system for a certain period. For example, the 2 days of Prime Day. Usually, we do recommend on boosting ASINs that we expect, like a higher volume of sales with interesting deals placed on. So. Important note, to get enough traction as we are going to be using this tool, that is the time frame boost, that we can put more aggressiveness to specific products. It is starting before the days of Prime Day, so we want to ramp up consistently, and during the main days of the event, we can definitely set to have a higher target at that point. And after it ends, the time frame boost will end, and the system will understand to pull back the bids and avoid any overspend at that time.
Perfect. I can take this one. Currently, Quartile is managing our marketing budget. How is Quartile going to increase the budget during the Prime Day rush? So that's a great question. It really depends on how much we can increase that budget by and what your goals are for the day and what your budgets are for the days. Actually, I should say days. And so essentially, what we do is let's say, for example, you want to double your daily budget during those days. We'll want to just make sure that we are increasing the bids and the budgets of the campaigns that perform well leading up to Prime Day, just to make sure that our system sees that we want to spend more here. We'll also be increasing the budget cap. And then the system will automatically see that some of these campaigns are performing really well and designate more budget to them the next day as well. So it's a little bit of both software and people management, right? We have our software doing a lot of these changes and increases and making sure we're competitive, also making sure we're efficient. But you also have that human component, your account manager, who is going to be in the accounts many times per day, making sure that we don't have any really good campaigns going out of budget before the system catches it, right? So it's really going to be that perfect combination of software and human component to make sure that we are really pushing the budget as much as we can and capitalizing on it as much as we can.
Great. Just to answer a very quick question here about DSP, if we need to run all types of ads on PPC campaigns to run DSP, not exactly, but we always say that PPC helps a lot to uh, start populating more audience so we can work with DSP later. So the more you invest on PPC, you will have more people in your funnel to work with DSP. But in the end of the day, you don't need to be running all type of PPC campaigns. Let's see. Another DSP question here that I can also help answering. It will be, if I need to pick one upper funnel audience to run on DSP, which would recommend, contextual or in marketing? So this is a very interesting question, and usually we see contextual as more a mid funnel. Um, those are contextual are real time ad that Amazon display among the category or related products that we are advertising. And in market, if we are using just this audience, we can be considering the end of the day more consideration or awareness, depending on what you are combining with this kind of strategy. So if we are just looking at upper funnel, and if we want to be more broad or in expanding our reach, I would recommend in marketing audiences.
Do you see Prime Day as an opportunity to reach new customers or to re engage with existing ones? I think both, right? It really depends on what your strategy is, right? If you, for example, and we touched on this a little bit with the marketing funnel, but if you have a bit of a stricter budget and your goal is really to just optimize sales and get as many sales as you can, we'll probably want to re-engage more with existing customers. Obviously, we'll see some new to brand customers as well, but we typically like to reach the new to brand customers when we're doing more mid to upper funnel, just because, when you are reaching new customers, there is, the chance that they may not convert as much as an existing customer would, right? So we do want to be a little bit careful when in terms of making sure that we're hitting the right parts of the funnel. And that's why it's really important to just make sure that you are discussing your goals with us so that we can recommend what our strategy and the different campaign types would be.
Mm, and I think, let me see. Yeah, in terms mainly of which channel that we had right now. differences between PPC and DSP, uh, the terms of investment in each type of search ads or display ads, for example, it again it will always depend on your strategy, and we strongly recommend you to discuss with your partner to see the best budget allocation. But as DSP as well, it's a great tool, and we have more opportunity to go actively after customers. um, it kind of supports PPC, as PPC is a basis of um, search ads and displaying like on Amazon placements mainly. DSP we usually recommend to be a lower portion of your investment at this time, because as I mentioned in replying to the other question, we need PPC data, organic data, to have enough audience and people to work with in DSP. So in the end of the day, it will depend, but definitely allocating a little bit less, a little bit no, but less budget to DSP compared to PPC.
Awesome. And we'll take one more question here. Also, I do want to say thank you for all the questions. I know we didn't get to all of them, but you can certainly follow up with us, or our team will follow up with you to make sure we do get some of these answered that we didn't get to. But the last question I'll answer is, apart from managing through the ACOS, what other options do we have in Quartile? So this is a really great question, because I think it's something that, we at Quartile sometimes forget that our customers don't necessarily understand what's happening on the back end when we are using the ACOS target to manage bids and budgets and campaigns on Quartile. So essentially, when we're using that target to tell the system to either spend more or spend less, because what it's doing is it is calculating how much we are reaching and then essentially adjusting our bids and budgets based on that. So let's say your target ACOS is 15%, meaning that's what you want to achieve. But let's say we're not spending as much as we should be on our campaigns. Maybe they're just spending a little slower than what we'd want, and we really do want to kind of push and make sure we are achieving that ACOS. We may set the ACOS target in the system higher, just so that the system knows, hey, I have enough wiggle room here and I have enough budget to increase my bids and budgets. So we're not necessarily only targeting an ACOS when we're using the ACOS as a tool. It's more to help us calculate and tell the system to calculate, and so that the system knows what to do with the bids and budgets. However, to answer your question directly, we do have other options within Quartile. We have our rules-based optimizations where you can set different rules, but I highly encourage you to speak with your account manager about that so that they can make sure that we are applying the best rules possible based on what you're trying to achieve. And I think with that, we will wrap this up. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We really hope you found this useful. And for any questions we didn't get to, our team will be reaching out to make sure we get those answers in for you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. And
Thank
happy Prime
you.
Day. Well, happy almost Prime Day.
Yes. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Bye.